hope. Hey, Art, welcome to the Dave Show. What's up?
Hey, Dave. Good afternoon. Thanks for taking our call.
Sure.
Dave, we got on board with your baby steps about a year ago and finished FPU, my wife and I, at our local church in November. And we have still about $47,000 in credit card debt. But I just lost my job this past week. And we were talking and wondered, I do have about 3 months of severance pay coming. But we're wondering if maybe it might be a good idea to stop the credit card payments. I mean, we certainly are not going to make our extra payments this month. But wonder if you had a strategy that we should follow with the credit cards at this time until I hopefully find employment in the next few months.
Well, what I would do is push pause on your total money makeover and not pay any extra on debt. Any money you get is an extra large emergency fund because you're in an extra large emergency right now.
Correct.
Okay, now as far as your order of payments on things, your first goal with any money you have is food, shelter, clothing, transportation, and utilities. So you're going to buy food, pay your house payment, keep your lights on, right?
Correct.
Before we even talk about credit card payments. And then if you choose to pay credit card payments, minimum payments to everyone to stay current, you can choose to do that, but obviously that's going to mean, increase the burn rate of your savings, right?
Correct, yeah. We're not behind on any payments, delinquent on mortgage payments or credit cards, never have been.
What does it take to keep your credit cards current? Minimums?
About $1,100
a month. And how much severance are you getting?
It'll be about $12,000-$13,000.
Okay, all right. And
so I had an $85,000 income, and it's 13 weeks of pay.
Right. So you're going to shorten the amount of survival time you have by using that $1,100. It's not that severe, and so I probably would. I probably would stay current. And I guess you kind of gauge that against how employable you feel like you are.
Right. I'm 60 years old, but I still feel pretty optimistic that I can find something within that time period. That's the goal anyway. So at least to find something to, initially to get going again. So. Right.
Well, what I would do is probably start out initially paying the $1,100 and keeping the cards current. But watch this thing, and if you start getting down, it starts getting low, you're going to have to shut that off long before you run out of money. Because if given a choice between being behind on your credit cards and being current on your food, lights, and water, and shelter, we're going to stay current on those.
Okay. Would it do any good to call the credit card companies and ask them if there's anything they do in the case of the unemployment? Would they work with me, you think?
No. No, they're brain damaged. They're not going to do anything at all. You can if you want. It won't hurt anything. But any expectation you have at all of them helping is laughable. So I doubt you're going to see anything there at all. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Deborah in New York City, how are you?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Sure, what's up?
I'm looking at a loan modification, and I called one of the advertising on WOR, and they said they could do something for me. I've been paying on my loan for the last 10 years, but I'm paying 6.8 interest, and I'm doing it with Wells Fargo. Never missed a payment. And according to loan modification, as long as you've been paying for several years on time and everything, they somehow can negotiate with your mortgage company to lower the rate. The rates that they originally said they could get it down to was 2% for 5 years, and then after 5 years it would go up to 5%, and it cost $3,000 to do this. Now, is this legitimate? And originally they said it would be done in 90 days, and then after talking to someone for a little while, they said 8 to 10 months. What do you think?
I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
And the reason is very simple. There are some loan modifications that have gotten through. Now it's about 560,000 have been approved, and close to 4 million people have applied.
Right.
And so that's your numbers. It just hasn't worked. And for a company to guarantee that they can get Bank of America or Wells Fargo or Chase or some of these banks that aren't responsive at all to their customers to come in and actually do a loan modification and charge you $3,000 to do that is, I just don't think it's going to happen. Now, I would consider this if you wanted to. I would consider paying them $3,000 if they deliver the loan modification, but I suspect they want their $3,000 up front.
Well, they were, after I said I wasn't going to do it, they were willing to take $1,500 the first 6 months or however long.
Yeah.
And when it went through, they would take the other $1,500.
Yeah. I'll be happy to give you $3,000 if it goes through. But I don't think. But otherwise, I smell a problem. I don't know that I'm ready to call it a scam. I just don't think that the ratios are very good at the chances of probabilities of them actually getting this through. If it were my money, I would not give it to them.
Okay.
That's my answer. Because of what I just said, you got 600,000 out of 4 million, and so basically you have a 90% failure rate of loan modification applications.
Right. Okay.
And so it's something that's got a 90% failure rate. I'm not paying a company $3,000 that says they can deliver otherwise. I just don't believe it. Now, let me ask you this. I'm curious. Is your credit good?
No.
What's wrong with it?
I had a business and I used credit cards to run the business about 2 years ago, and I'm now doing money. I'm paying on all the credit cards, and there's over $100,000 on them. I really can't.
And what's your income?
125.
And are you behind on the credit cards?
No, I'm paying them with a company where we pay so much per month.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm paying, I think, $2,000 a month. On the credit cards. And they won't be resolved according to the company for 4 years. The other choice I heard about where you could negotiate with the credit card companies, but once you negotiate with them, it goes on your credit score, and also the IRS taxes you for income. So I don't even know whether it's worth doing that.
Yeah. The IRS taxes you on debt forgiveness. They do send you a 1099, and debt forgiveness is a taxable event, and so that's very true. The reason I'm asking the question is I think you need to check with a mortgage company about the HARP program. That actually is going through. That's a government program that actually worked. Shock of shocks. The loan modification program was a political bunch of crap put out by the Obama administration because it hasn't actually worked. But the HARP program that they put out and they encouraged and that Fannie Mae is now doing is working, and that's refinancing for that's refinancing a loan that you're current on. Now, I don't know with your credit if you're going to be able to pull that off, but even if you're upside down on the house, the HARP plan will get you through. So what I would tell you to do is call Churchill Mortgage or go to churchillmortgage.com and get in touch with them and see if they can walk you through on the HARP. That might get you just a better rate, a current rate of 3%, 4%, something along those lines. Be a lot better than the rate you've got now. But I would stay away from trying to hire some company to fix your mess, whatever company that is. You're always better off to work these situations yourself, plow into them, dig, scratch, claw, find out what's going on, why it's going on, and make these things happen. That's always a better program. And so the chances of me giving someone $3,000 up front to do anything of this type is about zero. It is zero. I hope that helps you. Thank you for the call. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Audrey on Facebook. Do you know what the most accurate free online tool for assessing the value of my home is? There's not one. What I would do instead is go to DaveRamsey.com and click on ELP for real estate. Contact a real estate broker that is one of our recommended real estate brokers and ask them if they will do a free competitive market analysis for you. That will be accurate. It will be free. And if they will do it, most of them will. DaveRamsey.com, click on ELP for real estate. Thanks to Matt Aaron, our chief engineer, Blake Thompson, our producer extraordinaire, Laura Johnson's our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host, and we'll be back.